Always remember your first rescue, the one that you've saved a life, and that came in August of 2009. I got my approval to start being on the boat in July 2008. I attended my full-time course at Lifeboat Training College in June 2009, so I was then qualified as boat crew. August 2009 we were preparing for a training session, a regular sort of monthly full crew training session, and we got an alert from the Coast Guard that there were 4 teenagers, possibly 5, in immediate danger, extreme risk of drowning, who'd gone out to sea swimming. It was hot and they were in difficulty and they could not get back, and they have managed to get themselves to these sort of groins, which kind of breakwater areas to stop the sands shifting. These groins are quite dangerous in themselves and covered by sharp sort of barnacles, and the waves were, the tide was coming in, and they were in great danger. 1 or 2 of them were injured quite badly with cuts. The girls were deeply injured. There was 2 boys and 2 girls. I think they were aged about 14. The girls were in deep shock, and one of the boys was clearly had quite a large bleeding sort of wound to his foot. We had our older boat, which isn't now on our station, called Rocklight. That was Atlantic 75. So that 3 of us went along there, raced along, and we were able to launch quite quickly because we were at station already. Raced along and immediately knew it was quite a dangerous situation because the boat has inflatable tubes against very sharp rocks. You need to get in close to get to these people, but you don't want to puncture your vessel that's going to save them as well. There wasn't time to put things like anchors out, which allows you to get a bit closer to the rocks. So our helmsman, who was in charge of the boat, was incredibly skilled, got me close enough and just shouted to me, "You see Lee, jump on the rocks now," and you don't even think about it. Afterwards I regretted it because I hadn't put my gloves on and I cut my hands quite badly, but when I got onto the rocks I could see that all people involved were deeply in shock, to the point where they couldn't really respond to what I was asking them to do. I was asking them to stand up, and I had to wait for the boat to make attempts at passing to get into me, and literally I had no choice then but to lift each person up, which you don't ever expect to do, on quite unsteady ground, and wait for the boat each time to keep coming in, and then just hauling them into the boat as quick as you can and then get myself back on board. But in that situation, there's no doubt about it, 4 lives were saved, and our record book of incidents and shouts declares whether lives were saved, and the Arnall I consider that in that situation 4 lives were saved. And it became more meaningful to me because I later discovered that my boss at work, it was her son's group of friends that I'd rescued, and that was quite something, because I then realised how much it meant to someone, because my boss was able to tell me how much it meant to their families, because they were also part of it. And some of the families involved, the relatives, have gone on to be incredibly generous fundraisers for the Arnall because they were so touched.